He's joining us now to talk more about what happened today and what will happen moving forward. Good morning to you, Representative Doggett.
Thank you.
You know, I want you to first talk to us about your reaction to this decision, knowing that this is pretty much what we expected after that leak of the opinion. Talk to us about, though, your thoughts on this.
Well, Ashley, it's a dangerous and very troubling decision. I think practically it will mean needless suffering and death for so many women. We find Texas women today with less rights than they had yesterday, particularly younger Texans. And I think there are probably people watching that are saying, well, I wasn't planning to have an abortion. This is about much more than abortion, though it's very central to the decision. It has implications immediately for in vitro fertilization, someone who has a miscarriage and how they're treated, someone who has a pregnancy where the life of the mother is endangered. And of course, Republicans are intent on criminalizing abortion, even in cases of rape and incest. There was a very troubling concurrence along with this opinion that really signals where Republicans would take us, because it talks about reversing the ruling about contraception, a right to contraception. I think we'll see bills in the next session of the legislature to begin doing just that. It raises questions about same-sex relationships, a whole range of issues that take us toward a time that is very different than the rights that have been enjoyed during my generation, because these folks aren't intent on stopping with just the outrageous Texas vigilante law. They want to criminalize employers that help a woman go to New Mexico or someplace else. They want to criminalize abortion across our country and then proceed to limit access to birth control.
You know, I want to ask you, Congressman Doggett, about some of the things that you were saying there in terms of those privacy rights. I think it's interesting. Hannah read a statement from Senator Ted Cruz moments ago who says women never had a constitutional right, that it's not in the Constitution to have a right to abortion, to have a right to be able to seek that. So talk to us about your reaction to that in terms of privacy.
For almost 50 years, that right has been recognized as a basic constitutional right, and before it, a constitutional right to contraception, and more recently, a constitutional right in privacy and same-sex relationships. And I think Senator Cruz put it well. That is exactly the philosophy of the Republican Party that he leads, that would criminalize abortion across the country, claiming we have no protection against that at all. And I think where we are today, other than being angry and outraged about what we see, we will not see it change at the courthouse. It is a question of holding every official accountable for their position on privacy and reproductive freedom. I know we'll have protests and the like all over the country, especially in the Austin area, but we need not only days of rage, but to convert that into days of action. The change has to come at the ballot box, by holding officials elected to their accountability on reproductive freedom. We have these major elections coming up in the fall. Now is the time for people who took their rights for granted to get engaged fully, not just by voting, but by getting others engaged in the political process.
All right, Representative Lloyd Doggett, we thank you so much for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thank you very much.